So I was diagnosed with celiac about 7 years ago, a little over 7 years ago, and it was a kind of a big shock, like not huge, but luckily I was at the time I was in my internship to become a dietitian. So to become a dietitian, we have to do school and then a 10-month internship at a hospital or different places. But so I knew a lot about it. I knew, even though it was scary, I was like, okay, luckily I know a little bit about it. But one of the many challenges that people talk about, it's with celiac and going out, and my poor girlfriend at the time, she loved going out to eat. It was something that she really enjoyed. She enjoyed eating from different cultures and exploring different cultures when it comes to their food. And it was tough for both of us. The fact that I wasn't going to be able to go out to just any restaurant out there, because even if gluten wasn't on the meal that I would order in the kitchen, we know there's a lot of cross-contamination, and I would be risking getting sick just to make my girlfriend happy that I went out with her to that place that she really wanted to go to. So there started to be a lot of internal conflict within me, of wanting to do the things that she loved and wanting to go out to different places, but at the same time being so scared and so afraid of what could happen in the kitchen. And it was terrifying. It was terrifying to go to places, and sometimes you talk to the waiter and they have no idea. Even though they have a gluten-free menu, they don't really know what's going on. You can tell by you asking them questions, you know they don't know. And it's scary, and I think that fear, combined with the fact that I've always been kind of a loner and not wanting to go out much, and I did have my phase in life where I went out with friends a lot and all that, but I don't know, after college and that shifted a little bit, and like that aspect of already being shy and introverted and not wanting to go much, and you combine that with the fear of going out now to eat different places, and that added a little bit of friction to the relationship. And so, first of all, for anyone out there, like, if you have celiac and you're in a relationship and the other person doesn't, I feel for you, because they'll never understand maybe that fear that you're feeling unless you openly communicate with them. We can't expect them, oh, this is a fascinating topic, I have to do another video on this, because we can't expect them to know how afraid we are. We can't expect them to know the roller coaster we're going through emotionally. We can't expect them to understand what we're going through emotionally. And at the same time, we need to realize that they're going through their own journey because of our challenges now. So that idea of going out, I started becoming more and more of a hermit, like not wanting to go out, and because of also that victim mentality that I talked about. I was like, why can't I just go out and enjoy and eat and this and that? And so there was a lot of anger. I believe with many autoimmune diseases, there's a lot of anger that is suppressed and not talked about, because it's not fun to talk about anger. But there was a lot of anger within me, and I started getting angry maybe towards my girlfriend at different points, and she didn't deserve that, but it was the only way that I could cope with what I was going through. And it definitely had an impact on our relationship. But at the same time, if you, well, this is tough to say because I can never judge your relationship, and please don't take any of my advice. Like, if something doesn't resonate, it's not meant for you. But I feel like if you're in the right relationship, no disease and no condition, no nothing will break you guys apart if you're meant to be together. I knew we were not meant to be together. It doesn't say anything about her as a person. It just, we were not a great match. But I started blaming celiac for bringing us apart a little bit. So there was anger. Not that I wanted to be angry towards her. There were little things that I noticed anger coming up, but there was a lot of anger towards celiac. And that's a topic that I really want to talk about a lot in other videos, because otherwise this video is going to be so long. But that anger, that resentment, that all those feelings towards that, it makes us... It's funny, I was gonna talk about eating out and going out to eat from the physical aspect, and now I'm shifting more towards the emotional. But all that anger, all those emotions can be pretty overwhelming. And when we're overwhelmed with those things emotionally, and at the same time the physical challenges and the journey, we tend to not want to be around people much. We tend to not want to go out and just go out to parties and go out to this birthday thing and to whatever. And it's okay if you're at that point. And we go back and forth. We go through waves. I go through that a lot, of not wanting to go anywhere, not wanting to go to parties, not wanting to go to a barbecue or a birthday party or something. I go through that a lot. Sometimes people reach out to me because they want to hang out with me, and I don't really want to, and it doesn't mean anything about them. It's just whatever I'm going through. So it's very easy to be overwhelmed. So realizing that sometimes when we don't want to go out at all, we might be a little overwhelmed. So what do you need? Just ask yourself, what do I need? Do I just need to sleep more? Do I just need to go out to a park by myself? Do I need to have a tough workout and get all this anger and all these emotions out? Do I just need to meditate a little more? Do I need to slow down and just be with myself? Do I need to just maybe distract myself, watch a movie or something? What do I need? That's a very powerful question. And it's funny because we're going to feel needy when we ask that, but there's parts of you that need things, right? A friend of mine posted a beautiful comment on that video that I made about feeling needy, and she was like, it would be as if a flower would feel guilty for needing water. And it's a beautiful way to put it. You need things. You're a human being. You're not a machine or a robot. You're a human being. So being gentle with yourself, being compassionate with yourself is huge. And I'll offer, just because it's coming to my mind right now, there's an incredible tip that I heard. I think it was from Dr. Tom O'Brien years ago, of when you go to a restaurant, asking to talk to the manager. When you get to talk to the manager or the owner or whatever, tell them that you're very sensitive to cross-contamination of any kind or any kind of risk. Tell them that you're very sensitive and that you want to make sure that there's no cross-contamination in the kitchen, so that there's not a huge scene and you might need to end up calling an ambulance or something. So what happens with that is that you're not lying, you're sensitive to gluten, of course. And at the same time, they get so scared. And I never want to put anyone in that situation of scaring them for no reason. But there is a reason. And by you scaring them that way, the manager himself or herself will go in the kitchen, will make sure that all precautions are being taken care of, like washing hands, changing gloves, this and that, and making sure the surfaces they use are clean, and every little detail will be carefully examined, because they don't, no restaurant wants to have to call an ambulance or have you like having a crazy reaction in there. So that was like the most amazing tool. But at the same time, let's go back to the emotional aspect. None of us want to do that, right? I went with my girlfriend. I didn't want to have to put her through that of me calling the manager, and then the waiter comes with the manager, and I talk about that crap while people are looking at me and staring at me in the table right next to me and maybe laughing at me. And we don't want to go through that, but at the same time, it puts us in a place of caring less and less and less over time about what other people might think of us. We need to put ourselves first. Like, I need to make sure I don't have any contact with gluten. So if I honor that, if I put myself first, if I love myself enough to not worry about what they in the next table think about me, and worry about what I need for my own health and well-being and happiness, then that's cool. That's an interesting process that we go through, an interesting transition that we go through. Yeah, so it's very interesting. It's very interesting with all the emotions behind this. And then the eating out. And there was something that came to my mind that I was going to share. But I think it can be a beneficial journey to go through, and it's a journey that definitely sucks when we're going through it. It's a journey that is not fun to go through, but I believe that everything can be a blessing. Everything can be beneficial and helpful, and helps us to evolve into the greatest version of ourselves, and the person that we're meant to become. There's so many directions I could take this to, because there's so many topics that I want to talk about when it comes to these challenges with celiac. If there's anything specific that I could offer, please let me know, and I'll just offer my experience, my opinion, my thoughts, and hopefully anything I shared, even if something does resonate, maybe it will spark an idea within you, or it'll help you have your own insight that will benefit you in your journey. But it's a fascinating topic, and I really want to talk more about this. I feel like we like to avoid talking about these things, or putting it off for someday. Someday I'll look at those emotional challenges. Someday I'll look at that wound that I know hasn't been healed. Someday I'll look at how frustrated I feel, how angry I feel, how hopeless I feel, how lonely I feel when it comes to my condition. And I think it can be very, very powerful to have those conversations now, so that we move forward in our journeys in a much more compassionate, loving way. Because I think healing celiac is not just the physical level, but it's the emotional challenges as well. So what if we can heal celiac in a very holistic way, looking at every aspect, every area of life. There's more that I want to share, but I'm going to stop this video here. But so much more coming. So much more coming. If this helps, please give it a like. Maybe share it with someone who you know this could help. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day.